Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Table Talk with Rick and Scott. I'm Scott McGinnis, and as always,
Rick Pinkney.
And we've got a few things to talk about today. A couple weeks ago, we held our very first main event arm wrestling. How'd you think that went off?
I thought it went pretty well. You know, I had a lot of good matches in there, so it was a pretty exciting time to get it off the ground. And
It was. You know, what was really nice is to see Tamara Mitz back on the table after a few years off.
Absolutely. Good to see her back. Hopefully we'll see a lot more of her coming back and getting back on the table. And, you know, in the future, it'd be good for the girls down here to have someone of Tamara's caliber down here.
Yeah, they don't get to see that caliber puller very often.
Not until they go to nationals or go away somewhere, so yeah.
Yeah, so that was good. It was pretty successful. Of course, you can see the videos right here on Armsport Videos. As we record this, the first 4 have already been posted, and the next 8, also over the next 8 weekdays, I try not to post very much on the weekends, but that'll be finished up. On to that, then a week after that, you couldn't make it. We had latest edition of Basement Battles, 3 matches. Andrew Yakimovich versus Jason Hall. For Andrew's very first official match and first ready goes, he reacted pretty well.
Yeah, well, we've been working with him down here on that too. He trains in this club. You know, he hasn't been around a long time, so I know he was pretty nervous.
I could see that. Your very first match, your very first ready goes, and of course, back when you and I first started arm wrestling, everything wasn't recorded and sent to YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So if you ended up getting your butt kicked, no one knew about it.
And you didn't know where you went wrong. I mean, we were videotaping back then, but
yeah.
You know, by the time we sat down, edited it all, and back then, you know, you had your camcorder, the big ass camcorder sitting in there.
Sits on your shoulder.
And that going, and you had 2 remotes, one for that and one for the VCR. And
I still have a working VCR at home.
So yeah, then I mean, you were taping and you're sitting there and you're fast forwarding, pausing and recording and pausing, and you'd screw up and you'd forget to hit pause and you'd fast forward through stuff. And
yeah. So Basement Battles will be seen again right here on Armsport Videos. After all the main event matches are posted, the Basement Battles ones will be up next. And coming up in the next week, yeah. You have here the Atlantic Canadians, first big tournament you've had in over 2 years.
Yeah, that was the very first tournament we had to cancel when COVID hit. It was like, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks out, and once the government basically said no more competitions of any kind, then we were shut down. That was it.
And then here we are 2 years later. I know in the time it seemed to drag slowly by, but now you keep thinking like, wow, it was 2 years since we've been locked down. Where'd that time go?
But 2 years has just been a blur for everybody.
It's a blur, but it was really in slow motion.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I, of course, I will not be at Atlantic Canadians. I'll be attending Michigan State's in Battle Creek, Michigan.
That's a great tournament, I hear. I've never been there. I got invited, but it always happens to be right around the time
of Atlantic
Canadian Championships. We run that right around the same time.
Yeah, so outside of a nationals, it's the single biggest arm wrestling tournament traditionally in North America the past few years. Steve,
great awards too.
Well, the Golden Gorillas are just truly amazing.
Everybody likes those gorillas.
And he's got a bunch of super matches and is doing a pay-per-view, and seems to have a pretty good crew going to be able to pull off this pay-per-view. And
well, you know what? If you're going to do something like that and you're bringing in the money, spend the money to get the right crew to do that stuff.
Definitely.
You know, you cut corners and then you just kind of piss people off.
Isn't that the truth? So looking forward to that. Also in April, you and I are heading up to New Brunswick to cover the New Brunswick Provincial Arm Wrestling Championships.
Yep.
So that's the third tournament in April, because you guys are going to film the Atlantic Canadians. I'm leaving a couple of cameras behind. Then you and I have to get up to Moncton, cover that.
Yep.
And then you have Nova Scotia Provincials at the end of the month.
Provincials at the end of the month, yep. So we wanted to get everything in and make sure we got enough time off between provincials and nationals to give everybody a rest and be able to work on It's a few little things that they need to work on that they find out that they're doing wrong between Atlantics and Provincials. So it gives them a month and a half to fine tune.
Okay, so you got your referees all lined up for Atlantics, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Yep. And then you're going to be refereeing up in New Brunswick.
Correct.
For New Brunswick Provincials, and you've got your referees all lined up for Provincials as well.
Yeah. Yep.
So you're good to go. I'm just going to have to get my ass behind a computer and get all this bloody editing done. Okay, so that takes care of the first ring. Looking down, I made a note that April is a crazy month. Well, we just covered that because for me it's going to be insane. 4 tournaments to edit. It's going to take a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
But, well, you want to add something else?
No.
Okay.
No. This next one I'm excited about too.
King of the Table 3 over in Dubai.
Yep.
Big card.
Big card. And it runs the same day. You're going to be in Michigan. I got the Atlantic Canadians. I've already bought the package, so I'm going to tell everybody, don't tell me what happened.
Oh, so you're going to watch the replay after
I'm
you're
going to
done.
watch the replay after it's done because I'm excited for this. Actually, I'll start down the bottom.
Sure.
Kadeka and Chafee. I think that's an exciting match. People get a lot of, before Alex Kadeka didn't really get any mention whatsoever anywhere. I saw this guy in China back in 2019 and went, wow, he was just starting out then, and I thought, this guy's going to be something.
Because he's made huge leaps.
Oh, but he was just starting out, so you expect those huge leaps when the guy first starts out, especially when you got that kind of power. So when I saw that, and I went, damn, then all of a sudden he beat, who did he beat that really pumped him up over the, he beat Hermes Gasparini.
And he beat Hermes, and he beat Ryan Espy.
Ryan Espy. Yeah, he tore Ryan up.
Ryan Espy's no slouch either.
No. So, and then all of a sudden, everybody's eyes kind of got open to how good this guy is.
And then he was here in Canada. Who did he pull in Canada? But then I don't remember who he pulled here in Canada in a super match. But he was having seminars and pulling with a bunch of different people, and he was toying with people.
Yeah. This guy's a strong. He's a big dude too.
Absolutely.
I stood between him and 11. Let me tell you, felt like an ant.
That's funny. But now he's pulling one of the strongest guys we've seen on an arm wrestling table.
Absolutely.
Dave Chafee is a beast.
You know what? I'm excited for this match because these guys are both top rollers, so this will really tell how good Alex is. I mean, we know how good Dave is.
Yeah, Dave is so strong.
Absolutely.
He's not overly versatile at the table, but he is so strong that most of the time he doesn't need to be.
You know what? So I think this is a big match for both of these guys.
Going to be exciting, I think.
Yeah.
Going to be super exciting.
Now that it's funny that the next match we're going to talk to. At first I was like, who really cares? But that's Larry and Khalid. But yet, you know what? In a way, this is a really interesting match because now we get to see, because we saw, what was it? I forget how many years ago Larry's been in. What, 2 years?
Oh, 2 years now, yeah.
So now we get to see, and Khalid just toyed with him.
He had that crushing hand strength, right?
Yeah. And so now we can see what 2 years of training, arm wrestling training, has done for Larry. And you can see the way he's pulled different people, how much he's improved.
And he's had some big name talent over there helping him.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if you saw on the internet, Khalid just had an MMA fight.
Yes.
Did you see? Oh, wow.
That dude got scary power.
Wow, I guess.
Scary power.
Yeah.
Yep. So that should be an interesting match. I really, I'm hoping for Larry on this one.
Okay.
Just because, you know what? He's putting a lot of time into arm wrestling. He's doing great things with these King of the Tables. So I really hope he does well and he beats Khalid.
Okay. Well, what do you got next on that card?
Okay, we got Hermes and Wagner.
Wagner, boy, this is a right-handed match, right?
Yeah. You know what? I can't see Wagner giving anything for Hermes. Could be wrong, but Wagner's more of a lefty.
He is, but
he's no slouch right-handed. Don't get me wrong. I
still think he's going to make it exciting. I really do. I think he's going to make it exciting.
He's exciting in himself anyway.
See? There you go. He puts on a show. That's all we need.
Anybody get more fired up than Wagner?
He's great.
Yep.
It will always stay with me. We're in Brazil, so we're in his home, and we're at the World Championships, and he's winning a match, and the whole room is erupting, and him on that stage celebrating.
Oh yeah.
Look, it's great to be there in the moment. It's just truly amazing.
Yeah.
Truly amazing. Yeah. That's what you want to see in an arm wrestling tournament.
Honest excitability.
Yeah.
That's not made up
Staged
nothing.
bullshit.
He is just pumped to the nines.
Absolutely. Okay, and you're picking Hermes on that one, I'm assuming?
Picking Hermes on that one.
Okay, you're going for Larry. Hold it, last
Okay.
one. You're going for Larry Wheels
Yep.
versus Khalid.
Ooh, you know what? This is tough. You know what? Jeez, between Alex and Dave.
I'm going Chafee.
Okay, I'll go with Alex. You know
You're
what?
going Alex?
I think
Okay.
this one's so tight.
Okay. And the last match on the
Wow.
card, we're going to talk about it.
I'm so pumped about this match. Been waiting on this one. Gabby and Sarah, I guess, I'll call it 2, but it's really probably 4 or 5. They've pulled quite a few times. But we'll call it Gabby and Sarah 2.0.
If you can remember, the last, they pulled it in WAL.
Yeah.
Was that before Sarah's surgery or shortly after? Do you remember?
Ooh.
I don't remember the
I think
timing
it might
of
have
all
been
that.
after. Might have been after.
So it was after her surgery?
Don't quote me.
I'm not trying to make.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to make
no.
any excuse for anything.
No.
I don't remember the timing of that. But okay.
Might have been before. Yeah, it might have been before. I'm not sure. Anyway.
Gabby is
Gabby's
amazing.
Super nice person. You know, even though she's the best woman arm wrestler on the planet, she will give anybody the time of day. That's what I like about Gabby.
Yeah.
You know, and you see her training videos. They're pretty sick. They are,
Yeah.
I mean, not taking anything away from Sarah, because you see her pulling with the guys, and she's beating some pretty good lightweight guys. So you know what? I'm excited for this match. I've got the package booked, even though I can't watch it when it happens. We're going to have an after party after the tournament. We'll be watching it then, checking it out.
There you go.
And if anybody tells me the results, I'm going to be pissed.
I'm going to call you halfway through. Okay, and then what are we on to next? We're on to Monster Michael Todd and crew just did their very first Monster Factory matchups. Got some pretty good matchups there.
They did. You know what? It was good quality. The video was really good quality.
Yeah.
It turned out well. A couple of good matches. Michael and Topi left-handed.
It was, so we were talking about it earlier. So at the time, Michael was ranked 11th in North America left-hand, and Robbie was ranked 5th. I'm not saying that Robbie was ranked up too high, but I think Michael was down too low.
But has Michael been doing much left-handed pulling though?
Well, all everybody's been concentrating on the last couple of years, his right hand and the big matches he's had lined up.
Yeah.
But his left is no slouch. This is a
his
strong guy.
His left used to be his bread and butter.
Yeah, well, and it's still a good, strong arm.
Yeah.
I know it's not as glamorous as right-handed because you have all those old guys saying left-handed arm wrestling sucks and blah, blah, blah.
I'm one.
Okay, so Michael gets back on the winning track. Just for your ego, you can't keep taking loss after loss after loss. So this is a good step up for Michael.
Oh, absolutely. Taking a win in there, it helps boost you. Because no matter where you sit, in the rankings, no matter if you're Devon or you're me, you know what I mean? You keep losing a few matches, it's hard on you. You start second guessing yourself, and you're wondering, geez, what's going on here? What am I doing wrong? And you change, and you still get beaten. That's a hard mental game to friggin' get over. So, to take a win left-handed, good for him.
Absolutely. Hey, you know what? And you look good doing it.
Yeah.
So, also on that card, we had Ron Bath versus Paul Lynn. The legendary Ron Bath pulling. I can't say a new up-and-comer because Paul's been pulling for a little while, but he's really come on the last year and a half.
Yeah, sometimes people just take a little while to get in the groove. Sometimes, life gets in the way. You're not a professional athlete, so you're not dedicating your whole life. You try to put your time in to train whenever you can. So, sometimes life gets in the way and you just don't make the gains that you're hoping to make just because other stuff's there. So now, maybe he's got a little more time or maybe things are just starting to click for him. But beating Ron Bath.
It was another grinder match.
That's a huge feather in his cap.
Absolutely. And the final match we'll talk about on that one was Donnie Underwood, and BJ Fakakis.
Yeah, and Underwood wins the first one. Oh man, I thought this is gonna be a blowout. Donnie just went through him, and the next thing you know, loses the next three.
So Donnie, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, Donnie had a few years off, and seems to be having a hard time finding that groove again.
But I mean, he's got that, he got that crushing inside. BJ just caught him and pulled right back through and was like, wow,
Yeah.
this dude's good.
Super,
In case you didn't know, he's
super strong guy.
good.
Absolutely. Okay, so that takes care of the Monster Factory. Then we're on to East versus West 3.
Yep.
Which is coming up. When is that
That
happening?
was in May.
That one's in May?
That's in May, yeah.
And on the card, just announced, is Matt Mask and Yevgeny Prudnik.
Yep. You know what?
I think Prudnik got this. Sorry, Matt. I love you, buddy, but I think...
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. You know what? I hope, Matt, you can prove us wrong. Being Canadian and all, I hope you win it. But Prudnik, man, that dude is strong.
Yeah.
He's really freaking strong. People don't realize how strong that dude is.
What else we got on that card?
Oh, isn't there Devon pulling in that?
That's in June,
Was
right?
that in June? Oh, I thought they got bounced back to May.
Maybe they did. I don't know. Is Devon pulling in that on the next card? The next...
Yes.
No, we're talking East versus West, though.
Oh, sorry. That was caught 4. Sorry.
Yeah, that's...
Jeez, I'm all confused on those ones. That's right, too.
I don't know, off the top of my head, I don't remember who else is on that, the next East versus
It's been
West
so long
card.
since we've seen all those matches, you know, the lineup for that.
Yeah, and
Should have took better notes, sorry.
sure, well, we should have, but we're unprepared. Our bad. Okay, so East versus... I don't have any doubt that
We'll do
Engen's
another
gonna put-
show before that anyway.
Yeah, and Engen's going to put on another good show. He puts together some good
absolutely.
cards. So, and what is that? Speaking of Engen,
Engin and Jon.
Engin and Jon Brzezinski, 2 legendary pullers. I think the mileage on his arm is catching up to Engen.
Well, not to mention, you're stopping up and you're pulling Brzezinski. It's not like,
Yeah.
you know, damn.
Yeah.
You're not just pulling anybody. You know, geez. And Jon is looking pretty damn good these days.
He really is.
And he just took control, and he you know what, when you can take a guy and just pull him down nice and slow like that, that's some stinking horsepower.
It really is. And the highlight of the whole match was in between rounds, and Engen's got his arm up trying to get some blood and gives him the massage. That's the highlight of the whole match, right?
You know you got everything under control when.
But it's just one of those rare moments of levity during a match, and it came out great.
Now they did, I don't know if they mentioned it or I might have missed it. What did Engen weigh in at? Anybody know?
That I don't know.
He had to be 190 anyway.
Okay. I don't have a clue.
That was one of the biggest I've ever seen Engen.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh. But yeah, you're pulling Jon.
Yeah.
Say no more.
No, that's right. So then, the big fight that everybody was sitting around waiting for, Eddie Hall and Thor.
Yeah, it was a fight.
It was wow.
I wouldn't call it a good boxing match.
The boxing skills weren't all that evident, but it was more entertaining than I thought it was going to be.
Actually, yeah, I mean, there was a few there was a few knockdowns when, you know what, but you're getting hit by, you know, a boxer would never get hit by those. You know, you're leaving yourself wide open so many times, and you're coming with those looping right hands.
But when Eddie Hall connected,
holy shit, there's a pile of power coming there.
Yeah.
So, you know what, I don't care who you are. Eddie Hall hits you, chances are he's going to sit you on your ass.
well, I was watching a video of Eddie Hall training.
Yeah.
And in the ring with Thor, he didn't look that big. But in the ring training, he looked like a beast compared to his trainers.
Yeah.
And the guy who was holding pads for him when Eddie was throwing punches, and the guy just looked like a child next to Eddie Hall. And
you forget how big these guys are.
I know, like Eddie Hall, strongest man in the world.
Yeah. I mean, and Thor's what, 6'9"?
Something like that. Well, he didn't.
Plus
He made Devon look fairly small.
And Devon's 6'5". What was he, 250, 260?
Yeah, something like that, right? Like, come on.
Yeah. So 6'5", 250, stand around anybody else, that's a big guy.
Yeah, oh, isn't that
Stand
the
next
truth?
to Thor, you look pretty small.
Yeah.
But it was entertaining, I'll give him that.
It was entertaining, and I don't know if they settled anything. Is the beef still just as bad as it was leading up to the match?
Now, you know what, you got to give Thor props, you know, thanked him for coming, and, you know, and so, you know what, I think he tried to sort of bury the hatchet, maybe, because it definitely, that animosity really seemed to be real. That did not seem to be put on, so, you know.
Okay, not the final thing, because I'm going to spring another one on you that isn't in the notes, but the Maritime's very own Uncle Jon Thompson went to WinterBlast in Pennsylvania.
We adopted him.
We adopted him, well, or he adopted us.
Yeah.
He moved here anyway. So we had a super match with Artem Taranenko out of Florida. Artem had his way with Jon on that one.
Yeah, pretty well.
And then Jon entered 4 right-hand and 4 left-hand classes, I believe. He actually fared better than I would have thought he would entering that many classes. I thought fatigue would.
But you know, when he comes to practice, he stays on the table. So you know what?
Yeah.
He's got pretty good stamina that way. So.
I'm not sure of his standings, but I know he's put out a couple of videos. You can check out all the matches that he had at WinterBlast, and hopefully he had a great time. And
yeah, absolutely.
That's all that counts.
Yeah.
And as of filming this today on Sunday, yesterday just happened a match between Evan Burgoyne and Yannick Kouis up at the PAL Canada tournament in Ontario.
Yep.
And not a bad looking match.
No.
Evan was Evan, and he's talking a bunch of crap to Yannick. And hey.
You wouldn't expect anything less of
absolutely.
Evan.
And
now,
Evan looked pretty good.
I missed the first match, but so the matches that I saw, I don't know how I ended up missing that one. Yannick posted, maybe he left that one out. The one that
he fouled out of, I think. Did he foul out the first match?
I didn't see that. When he fouled out his elbow, but he was taking Evan's wrist out and then coming right off the back of the pad all the time. Yeah. So, you know, those are things you got to be, you know, when you pull a guy's wrist out, when you flip a guy's wrist out and you start pulling back, you got to be aware of where the back of that elbow pad is.
Absolutely.
Because especially when the guy's over here, like, you know, his arm's over here like this, you got him stretched out. Chances are you're at the back of the elbow pad. So you really got to pay attention to where that's at and not pull it off, because you can only go back so far. You know, these aren't 9-inch WAL pads.
Yeah, no.
Where you're coming off the back.
You have limited real estate on these.
Absolutely. So you really got to pay attention there. And
before we filmed our last show, you had filmed a little segment where you were tying the straps just with a small change, a little
bit different. I haven't heard back from anybody. So what I was doing was I went around the wrist and went through. Yeah. Went around the other wrist and went through again. Okay. And I was just hoping people would kind of check it out, try it.
No feedback on that?
Good, bad, or otherwise, I haven't heard back.
Interesting.
So,
interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to get on people and see if they've even tried it out. Just trying to, because people are always complaining about the buckle on the back of the hand. It's like, geez, let's see if we can do something about this. When, you know what, when I pulled, I didn't care where the buckle was, and it didn't make any difference to me at all. So,
yeah.
You know, I think one of the problems are when people, if the buckle's on the back of my hand, people just sit there. So when the referee tightens their hand, it pulls it down a bit.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is push this part of your hand up when they go to tighten it down, so you don't get pulled down underneath. So as the referee goes to tighten, just stiffen up your hand up this way so your hand doesn't get pulled down. That way you can keep your hand high and not get pulled down a bit, because, I mean, this much getting pulled down is a huge difference in the straps. So, I don't know, either people have got to smarten up in the straps, or we got to find a different way around it.
But too many people think that the straps is a punishment. You don't have any say when the referee's putting on that strap, other than high and low.
Yeah.
High and low, and that's it.
Yeah.
But you're not being rewarded for your bad behavior at the table, for not
holding some people really prefer the straps.
Well, they want the straps, and they're better strap pullers than they are outside the strap puller. Yeah. I get that. But people are complaining about things that you don't have any right. It's like a referee's grip. No, I don't want that. I don't care what you want now. You didn't get your own grip.
You had your 30 seconds of screwing around.
Yeah, like crazy. Anything else you want to bring up before we?
No, that's about it. And if anybody happens to have any ideas on straps, I'm always open to ideas.
Okay, and the second to last thing I'm going to leave you with is watching Engin on his YouTube channel. Best line on YouTube that I've heard in a long time. Somebody was trying to tell Engin what he should be asking and what he should be talking about, and Engin's response was, "No, I will talk about what I want to. If you don't like it, don't tune in." I'm just, you know,
that's classic.
You're my hero for the day on that day. That was perfect.
Good stuff, Engin.
Yeah. So hopefully, you know what, you like the channel. You like the show that Rick and I are trying to do, and we might hopefully try and do it on a more regular basis. Subscribe, like, share, and if you want to become a member of the channel, there would be perks when we're finally getting main event arm wrestling online and live streamed. only members are going to get to watch the live stream, and the videos coming out are going to go to members first, before the general public, and whatever other little bonuses Rick and I can think of to throw towards the membership.
$1 million.
Well, that's coming out of his paycheck. But anyway, that's I think that's all we got for today.
That's it.
That's perfect. Okay,
Yep.
I'm Scott McGinnis.
Rick Pinkney.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you tuning in.